Ranking in Google's 3-pack of business listings is every business owner's goal, and if it's not on your radar, it should be. Your Google business listing is prime real estate where prospects can view your business information, photos, updates, and most importantly, what other customers have said about your service in the past. Today, we're going to dive into the most important local SEO ranking factors and how to rank in Google's coveted 3-pack so you can get the year started right by dominating your local market. Stay tuned. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, please like and subscribe the video. I can guarantee you this content is going to be great and going to help your business in 2022. So at the bottom of your screen, like, subscribe, leave any questions you have, and we'll answer those as soon as the video is posted. So before we get started making changes to our Google My Business listing or our website, we need to understand what are the ranking factors that are involved so that way we can make educated decisions and we don't waste our time on things that don't matter. So as you can see here over to my right, we have Whitespark's 2021 local search ranking factors. They run this study just about every single year where they give the top 40 local SEO professionals a chance to see what has been working over the last year and what carries the most weight as far as ranking factors. As you can see from the chart, your Google My Business listing is number 1 by a wide margin, so that's where we're going to start today. So we're going to start a little checklist of things for you to do so that way you can cross these things off your list this year. Now, if you have not already claimed and verified your business listing, I'm not going to go through the entire process of that, but you can click the video up top here and that will take you through that process. So we're in here a little deeper inside of the Whitespark study, and you can see the number 1 ranking factor for the local 3-pack is the primary category that you choose for your business. Now, I will put this resource in the description below, but this was a blog post from 2021. At the time of this blog post, there were 3,900 different business categories to choose from. That number is over 4,000 now, so this may not be completely up to date. However, this does have the entire list of business categories to choose from. So the question is, how do you choose which business category should be your primary category? After you go through that list and choose a couple different categories that are relevant to your business, I want you to go to the Google Keyword Planner. You can just type that in a Google search. Eventually, you'll get to this page where you can discover new keywords or get search volume and forecasts. So when you go to new keywords, I want you to take the primary category that you selected or the options you selected and type them in here. Next, I want you to go ahead and change the location because right now the default is the entire US. You want to make this relevant for your market. So go ahead, click on the icon here and type in your location. So for this example, I'm going to type in Miami, Florida. Select, save, get results. Google is going to populate some search results. They're also going to give you other keyword ideas. This is a great way for you to start your own list of keywords and things that you can target on your website, which we'll get to in a little bit. So what you can do here is you can actually sort by the average monthly searches. Now, Google's not great about giving us the number of searches that happen each month, but you can get a ballpark range and you can start to understand what category might be the best for your business. Another easy way for you to figure out what categories that your competitors are using and maybe figure out some options for you there is to go to the Google Chrome Web Store and download the GMB Everywhere app. After you download that app, you're going to want to go to google.com/maps, and then you're going to want to type in your keyword. And feel free to type in a few of these keywords. And you can see here, once the extension is connected and turned on, this will actually give you their primary category, which will have the star next to it, and it will have any additional or secondary categories that they've chosen. This is a great way for you to do competitor research. So page 1 of this page right here is the top 20 listings, and you can see everybody's got a little bit different setup here. These are the things you want to take into consideration when you are choosing your primary and secondary categories. So after you've selected your primary category, the next most important step you're going to take, and this is going to take some time, is you want to go through every single tab in your Google My Business profile and you want to fill it out completely. Now, I am not going to go through that on this video for time's sake, but if you would like to watch a video that goes through this process, click the link above and you'll be able to see that video. A couple of last tips for your Google business profile is you want to make sure you keep the profile active after you have claimed and verified it and optimized every single part of the listing. That means you need to add GMB posts, you need to add photos, you need to constantly get reviews. And if you don't know or have a system to get reviews, I'm going to put a link in the description above, and that's going to show you how to get Google reviews fast, automated, and for free. Other than that, the last thing you want to make sure you remember to do is respond to your reviews within 24 to 48 hours and personalize those responses. We're going to go over that a little bit later in the video, but that is something just to keep in mind. One more bonus tip for you, and you can see from the ranking factor guide over on my right hand side here that the number 2 ranking factor is keywords in your business name, and that's your business name on Google. So this is a bonus tip. This is something that you don't necessarily need to do, but it is something you definitely want to consider. Getting a DBA or a doing business as certificate from your state or your province, and make sure you add a key term into your business name. So if your name is heating and air conditioning, maybe it's the DBA's heating and air conditioning repair or something like that. Now, you don't want to go overboard and stuff it with a ton of different things. Focus on the keywords that get the most search volume, are going to get the biggest bang for your buck. Going after some search term that gets only a tiny bit of volume doesn't make any sense for your business. The next biggest ranking factor is not only review generation, but it's what you get inside of your Google reviews. So again, if you have not had a chance to look at that video on how to get Google reviews free, fast, and automated, check out the link above. Otherwise, the next thing you need to do after you have an automated system set up is you need to have some coaching and training for your employees on asking for reviews. Now, it isn't like it used to be in the old day where you just wanted to get a ton of reviews and it didn't matter if there were comments on those reviews or not. What you want to get is you want to get reviews that actually have keywords in them. Next, I'm going to show you how to do that. Before I show you how to do that, I want to show you an example of why these reviews are so important. So as you can see, I typed in AC repair plus city, and Google will either pull your services list, which is something you fill out with your profile. Otherwise, right here, they're going to put a snippet based on the search term that they think is relevant. So this is very important for you to start getting keywords into your reviews. Now, this is not an easy thing to do because you have to ask in a way that doesn't seem super obvious to your customer. So I stumbled on a great blog post, and there are other blog posts out there with resources on how to ask for these reviews, both via text message and email. But the key is asking for the review and asking about their experience and if they could explain their experience, because then you're going to get these little keywords that Google picks up on. And those keywords show themselves in the reviews. If you look closely under this review, it notes their professionalism, punctuality, and quality. And if you go through and look at a bunch of different reviews, you can see that these positive attributes get shown on your profile, which help you rank for different terms around that information. Next, you want to make sure that you're not only responding quickly to your reviews, but you want to personalize the experience, because your prospects, when they're deciding whether to hire your business or not, they're actually looking at not only just your good and bad reviews, they're also looking at your customer service on your responses. So this is something I would task to somebody to make sure that these are responded to very quickly. In the settings section of the Google My Business app, you can add a manager or somebody that can regularly respond to these reviews, and make sure it's someone that you trust that's going to write proper English and things like that, so it doesn't look like you guys don't know what you're doing and it looks professional. Lastly, once you have Google reviews and you have a system set up and you're responding to those reviews, you need to repurpose these in your marketing. Get them on your website. Get them on your social media profiles, share them around, use them in email marketing campaigns. If you need some suggestions, I did put a link to a video over here on the right hand side where you can see how I automated this process, where every time we got a new 5-star Google review with comments from a customer, it automatically went to our social media feeds, so that way you can make your marketing work smarter for you instead of harder. All right, so far we've talked about your Google business profile, and we've also talked about review generation. The next most important ranking factor is on page, which means your website and the content put on your website. So first of all, your website, the most important thing you can do with any page on your website is to make sure your content is of high quality. Do not copy and paste from another website. Do the research in order to create high quality content. So what types of content should you have on your website? The most important type of content, and this would be considered like a pillar page or a pillar piece of content, meaning that the foundation of your website and the important page should be your primary services. For instance, if you're an air conditioning company, you should have air conditioning repair as a page, air conditioning maintenance, air conditioning replacement. Then you can even go into things like evaporator coil repair, refrigerant leak repair. You can start to get in maybe a little bit of electrical repairs with some of the components with your air conditioner. Make sure those pages are very in-depth and you're answering frequently asked questions. So the question comes up, where do you find those frequently asked questions? And I'm going to dive into that next. So when it comes to creating frequently asked questions on your website and answering them, you want to take these from a couple different places. One, take them from your employees. Take them from the people who answer the phone daily. Most likely, they get most of the questions. Ask your technicians or your field personnel. They get questions every single day that they need to answer. Next, you can go to Google search, start typing in one of those primary keywords that we discussed earlier, and start seeing what Google auto suggests in the search bar here. The next best place would be to go underneath the map section, go to the people also asked section here, because now Google's going to target keywords and questions that people are asking Google regularly. They're pretty much giving you the keys to the kingdom here when it comes to what questions to have. So if I was creating a carpet cleaning service page, I would not only talk about our carpet cleaning service, maybe have some information about how our costs work per room or things like that, but then I would also start answering some of these questions like, is it worth it to get your carpet cleaned? Which carpet cleaning method is best? How can I deep clean it myself? Maybe you want to give them the information in a video, and then the whole purpose of the video would be to educate them. They're going to realize they don't have the equipment to do it themselves, and they're going to contact you. Once you click on these people also ask questions, you can see that we got more questions. Now from here, you can create a list of the top 5 to 10 questions, answer them in your own words, and make sure to add images where appropriate. Now that we've created really good service pages that are very thorough with their content, we want to create location pages so we tell Google what cities we do work in and what services we provide in those cities. So this is an opportunity for you to not only create content about that city, but also link your city page to your service page and create some additional interlinking, which is a little bit more of an advanced strategy. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but it is something that is important. Now, when we talk about on-page optimization, this is usually where business owners' eyes start to cross and things start to get a little hairy, and this is where they think the black magic happens. So I'm going to show you what your on-page optimization, what it looks like on Google's page, and also what it looks like on your website. So we're going to take this listing right here, and we're going to open it up in a new tab. And then I am going to go to one of their service pages. And then from here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use especially if you don't understand code and how to inspect a page, you're going to want to download another Chrome extension. You can either download SEO Minion or you can download SEO Meta in one click. Both are very effective. We're going to use SEO Meta in one click, which, since we're on this page, it pulls all of the information we need. And what we can see here is the title, Carpet Cleaning, JNS Carpet Cleaning. That is the meta title. So when your SEO company or someone tells you meta title, that's what it's referring to. As you can see, this also tells us that the meta description is missing. It's also missing the keywords that we add into the back end of Google. So things that you want to make sure is you want your primary key term needs to be in your title, and it also needs to be in your description. This is super important for ranking. I can't stress that enough because this is the way that the robot crawlers on different search engines understand your information. If you don't have that information, they have to try to guess. And if you want a robot guessing on your pages, that is completely up to you. For me, I'd rather tell them what I want to rank for. Other things you want to do on your website is make sure that your images are optimized for the key term for that page. So as you can see here, this picture right here just says header logo. I would change this to something like JNS carpet cleaning logo. And as you can see, we just kind of go down the page, we see the image. This just says carpet. That doesn't really help us with the search engine. I would do carpet cleaning service or kid laying on carpet or kid laying on clean carpet, something like that. So you're getting variations of your key terms in there. The other thing you can see missing are what's considered alt tags. Alt tags are just another way for Google crawlers and search engine crawlers to understand what is in your photo. Now, this is not the absolute end of the world if you don't have these things. These are bonus tips or more advanced tips. Google does have a very sophisticated AI system. You can actually look this up at Google Cloud Vision AI, and you can drop a picture in there. They will tell you what they can read from that image. You will be absolutely blown away what Google can understand from a single image. Next, you want to test your website to see if you have what's called structured data or schema. Don't worry too much about understanding this, especially if you're new to this and you're just trying to get some basic information. But this is essentially the languages that your search engine uses to understand content better. Now, search engines have improved greatly over the years, but this is still an important step that gets overlooked often. So I will put this link to Google's structured data testing tool in the description below, and you can test your site yourself. If you are a local business watching this video, there are 4 or 5 types of schema that are going to be more important to you than, say, large national corporations. That is local business schema, organization schema, business type schema like HVAC business, electrician, plumber, etc., and reviews schema. Now, reviews schema used to show your Google reviews in the search engine results. There is a way around that. I don't necessarily recommend that immediately, but at least get the review schema on there so Google can read it. Those are the most important types. There are other ones, but those are the ones that are going to have the biggest impact on your website. Next, you're going to want to head over to Google Page Speed Insights, which I will drop the link below if you want to test your website. I took that same carpet cleaning business we found earlier, and this gives you your page speed scores for both mobile and desktop. There we go. Sorry for the delay. And then the beautiful part about this is you can hire a web developer or use your web developer, and Google's going to give you a bunch of information to increase the speed on your website so that way it ranks better. After you've improved your page speed, what you want to do is now you want to optimize your site for conversion. And the different things that you can do with that is just test your website on your desktop. Look at it. Is the website set up to convert visitors? If it's not, and it looks like there's too much going on, reduce some of the clutter. Get rid of the huge menu bar that's got 18 different options at the top and narrow it down to 3 or 4. You want to tell people what action you want them to take. Then pull out your smartphone, which I have a tool that I can do this here. Make sure your website is also optimized here so things fit the page. If something looks off center or images are overlapping, it just doesn't give that great user experience, which is going to hurt your website in the long run. All right, the next most important ranking factor is links or backlinks, which essentially is just a link from one business's site to yours. And one of the easiest ways to gather these backlinks is through directory and citation management, which we're going to go over and cover next. All right, so the most important thing you did is claim and verify your Google My Business listing. That's the great start. Now you want to get listed on other directories, things like Bing Places, Amazon, Alexa, and all the voice search apps, Apple Maps, Yahoo, things of that nature. I'm going to put a list in the description of the top 30 that you need to be listed on. There are hundreds and hundreds more, including ones that are more relevant to your industry, more local to your area that you really want to focus on. This is something, as clients of Relentless Digital, we help with this so that way we can completely dominate your local market, but this is a good starting place. So the things you want to make sure of when you create these directory listings is you want to make sure your name, meaning your business name, address, and phone number are consistent across every single business listing. You also want to make sure your website is accurate. Other local directories that can be very important for your business would be like your local chamber of commerce. Now, you may have to pay to be a member, but at the end of the day, a couple $100 for a year to get a very powerful backlink to your business is super important. BNI chapters is another great resource. If you have any local business hangouts or things like that, that's a great place to get listed. Local sponsorship opportunities, such as if you're sponsoring the local food pantry or a local charity, things like that are great ways not only to get positive PR for your business, help out in the community and give back, but also to get that backlink to your website because it just tells Google where you are in a much easier way. Once you have taken care of the primary citations and done some of that building, you can use a tool like Whitespark's Local Citation Finder, which does have, I believe you get a few free searches, but otherwise you need to pay for this subscription. But what it can do is find the top competitors, which I believe it's the top 10 competitors showing on the screen here, and you can see directory listing and citation link opportunities based on the sites your competitors are on. As you can see here, the green check mark means they are listed there. The X means you're not. So this is a very easy way for you to gain a list. That way you can update your information and get your business listed. Lastly, this is not a search ranking factor. However, the most important thing you can do is, as you're making these tweaks, is monitor your progress. That means you need to get a Google Analytics account set up. You need to set up your Google Search Console. You need to set up some sort of local keyword tracking tool like Local Brand Manager or Local Falcon or Bright Local. There's a ton of them out there. Get set up with an account and start tracking your rankings so you can understand if you're improving or declining, and then we can start to pinpoint why you're improving or declining. Other things to track, you can use tools like Crazy Egg or Hotjar. Again, I'll put those links in the description down below. However, you need to track what people are doing once they visit your website. We talked about making your website convert well. Well, this is a way for you to understand what people are clicking on, how long are they dwelling on your page, are they having any navigation problems. So install Crazy Egg or Hotjar on the back end of your website and monitor your results. One other means of tracking that I think is super important for local businesses and businesses of all sizes is to track your phone calls and listen to your phone calls. Now, CRMs or customer relationship management softwares these days, a lot of times will connect with a third-party software. One of the most popular ones is CallRail. I will put the link below, but connect CallRail to your Google My Business listing. Connect CallRail via dynamic number insertion on your website. And if you don't know what I'm talking about or how to do that, up in the description above will be a link to a video I did, so how to install that. As always with these videos, our goal is to put out educational content so you can improve your business, your rankings, and grow online. If this video has helped you in any way, would you do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to our channel, and then leave a comment or a question below on what you thought of the video content. That stuff really helps me and it motivates me to create additional content to help you grow your business. Until next time, stay relentless.